Hi, good morning everyone. I'm JP Thong. I'm now at Kechara Forest Retreat, Malaysia. Today is the day 12 of our mindful morning meditation. We shall wait for everyone to tune in before we start with our 9-round breathing meditation. So as we're waiting, please make yourself comfortable, either on the cushion, on the floor, or on a chair or sofa. Yeah? Hi, morning, Sophia, Lily, Zinkoi. The two more people that I can't see your name. So thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Hi, morning, Lai Hing and Frank. Good morning. Hi, morning, Annette. I hope you slept. Yeah, Annette, because I noticed that you cook all day and night, and then you join our morning meditation. Morning, Sophia. Hi, King Hoi. We'll wait for a few more seconds for the rest of you to tune in. Good morning, Sam. So how is everyone doing? Are you all keeping up with the gratitude journal? I hope you are, because I find it extremely beneficial. As I said, when we write down, a minimum of 3 things that we are grateful about, we realize that we're just surrounded with so much blessings, which we take for granted. So when I keep this journal, it helps me to focus and really be aware of all my blessings, no matter how insignificant I may perceive them to be. But when I am aware of it, I'll go like, oh wow. For example, when I used to, good morning, Christina. Hi, thank you for joining. Hi, Rinpoche, Tashidele. And I remember when I was in Nepal for a project with Kechara. I'm going to talk a little bit because we're going to wait for more people to tune in. And back I think 10 years ago, the roads in Kathmandu, were really very bumpy, and there were a lot of potholes because the government was in the midst of upgrading the roads. So after they have put in the rocks and the sand and the rocks, it was just sitting there for years before they could actually tar it. So it was a norm in Kathmandu that when you're in a car, it's just bumpy and it's just very dusty. And I felt like I was in an Indiana Jones movie back then. So and I stayed there for a month on a project for Kechara. And when I came back, and when I saw the roads in Malaysia, I was like, wow, our roads are just beautiful. And it made me realize that, that I take things like our roads for granted, that I don't even give notice to it. And I don't even appreciate how nice our roads are. So that was the first time that, a first glimpse of how I would actually take things for granted. So every time when I drive out, I was like, wow, I really love our roads, right? Yeah. So keeping this gratitude journal again helps me appreciate the little things that that we see every day, but we just take them for granted. Okay, and then we start looking out and comparing with others, and we end up defining our happiness with all these conditions. Yeah, and I spoke about that last week. So if you missed that, please catch up with all the 11 episodes. All right, great. Oh, you slept after my paranormal sharing yesterday? Okay, great. Yes, for those of you who's not aware, I have paranormal sharings every Thursday, 10 p.m. Malaysian time. I talk about my experiences with, with paranormal activities. So if you are interested in that, do log in every Thursday, 10 p.m. Malaysian time. Hi Lily, you say I miss doing the morning sessions. I asked my family to start an hour later for our Holy Week prayers. Sure, no problem. If you cannot wake up in time for my live session, you can always watch it again. Yeah, because everything is going to be recorded. Natasha says gratitude. I will read that after we've done the, after we do the 9-round meditation and after we do the 10-minute single-pointed meditation. Okay? Morning, Nancy. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining. I noticed there are a few people who are new here. Vicky, hello. J.W. Liu, good morning. All right, so the sessions that we do here are pretty casual. I'm trying not to make it so structured as you would have noticed by now, so that apart from learning very basic single-pointed meditation, I will also discuss about the human mind and certain aspects of the human mind to start exploring. Okay, so I think, hi Pastor Albert, thank you for joining. Now, I think we'll start with our 9-round breathing exercise. Again, get comfortable. Yeah, yesterday I was having this pinched nerve, so I had to adjust myself. And there's a little bit left, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so get comfortable and sit at the edge of your cushion, or if you're on a chair, sit at the edge, not too much at the edge until you fall over, but you get what I mean. Okay? The key here is to prop your buttocks upwards so that your spine is straight like that. Why? So that we can breathe in. When we breathe in all the oxygen, it will circulate much, much faster. It'll be more effective. Okay, so here we go. Left hand out, thumb down, wrap your finger around your thumb, put it under your armpit gently. Right hand, pointer finger over the middle finger and press down your left nostril and breathe in all the white light. Breathe out. As you breathe out, visualize the dark smoke coming out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Remember to breathe in from your tummy. And breathe out the dark smoke representing all your worries and stress. Breathe it all out. Okay? Right palm up, thumb down. Wrap your thumb very gently. Put your fist under your left armpit, left hand, finger over your right nostril. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. And breathe in. And out. Okay, remember to breathe in all that fresh oxygen. Fill your entire body. Visualize it as healing white light. And 2 palms down. Breathe in through both your nostrils. In. Out. In, out, and in. Out. Great, and we're done with the 9-round breathing meditation. Okay, one of the pastors did point out to me that there's another version that Rinpoche taught, and that is, it's the same. So when you breathe in, it's in, out, in, out, in, out, and then in, out, in, out, in, out. It's the same. All right? So just in case if some of the people in Kechara notice that I'm doing it differently, it's actually the same. All right? Hi, Yinping. Hi, Pastor Honey. Hi, Kok Luen. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Please save your questions till later so that I can see them, because sometimes in Facebook it gets cut off and then I cannot read them. Good morning, Sharon. Whoops, hold on. Okay. Now we shall do the 10 minutes meditation. After the 10 minutes meditation, I will talk about a very interesting topic, and yet it is a very profound topic which I love very, very much. It's about our relationship with change. Our relationship with change. And how, if we embrace change, which is a natural state of all phenomena, we will experience less suffering, both mentally and physically. I love this topic because it's so profound and it makes so much sense. So we will talk about it, and again, feel free to ask me all your questions after the 10-minute meditation. All right. Hi, Judy. Good morning. Hi, Sam. Good morning. Thank you very much for tuning in, and Judy. Now, please get comfortable, not too comfortable until you fall asleep. Scratch now, because we will try not to scratch during the meditation. All right, adjust yourselves. Whoops. Roll your shoulders and relax and breathe. Breathing is the key here. Breathe naturally, don't force it. When we breathe in naturally and we breathe from our tummy, we will fill our entire body with all the oxygen that our body needs. And that's where we get invigorated and fresh. All right? Okay. And here we go. All right, so again, rock forward and backward. Find your center. Find your center. Okay, find your center. Once you've found your center, where you don't feel any pressure on your legs, on your abdomen area, and on your back area, that's your center. And chin down a little bit, like that. Okay, always visualize that there's a string on the top of your head pulling you up this way, and you go, and from there you go like that. All right? Don't force it. Please try not to force it, because when we force it, then we'll get very stiff. So it'll be best that we kind of relax and just visualize that, and naturally your spine will just straight up as soon as we drop the chin a little bit like that. Okay, palms over your thighs, down, upwards. This is my favorite position. Okay, no right or wrong, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, and we shall start with our 10-minute breathing meditation. Please remember to put your tongue, rest your tongue, curl it up, and rest it on the top of your teeth, behind your teeth like this. Okay? This is to keep your mouth from drying. And ready? Chin down, 45-degree angle, so that we don't get distracted. And 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in through your tummy, all the white healing light, filling every part of your body. And breathe out all the darkness in the form of dark smoke. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the sensation of the air going past your nostrils. Focus there. As you breathe in and out, focus on the air going through your nostrils. Every cell of your body is tingling in this white healing light. All the stress, the worries, the anxiety, the irritation, all that is released as you breathe out. All the aches and pains on your body is in the form of the dark smoke, breathing it all out. You are now totally immersed in this white healing light, and you're glowing in this white healing light of love, compassion, and kindness. Feel yourself getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And focus on the breathing at your nostrils. Watch your thoughts Watch your emotions. Bring your focus back to your nostril. Watch the itch. Watch the aches. Bring your attention back to the nostrils. Watch the sounds. Bring the attention back to your nostril. And 3, 2, 1. And we're done. Wow, that felt like seconds. I'm not sure about you guys, but today it was much faster for me. All right, so before I start talking about change, I would like to share with you my gratitude journal. It'd be great if I can hear about yours as well, what you've written. What I wrote yesterday is, I'm grateful that my lungs are working fine, definitely. With all the stories that you hear in the news with COVID-19, I feel very blessed that my lungs are great. I'm grateful that the air in Bentong is clean and fresh, always, yes, always clean and fresh. Very, very blessed with that. And I'm grateful to have, by the way, Bentong is an hour away from Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. And number 3, I'm grateful to have my books around to read. Yes, I love to read. So, so with this lockdown, I find time to read and to catch up with all the books that I've neglected for many years. So I'm very grateful for that. How about yours? Do share. Okay, let me see. Wasn't that fast, Christina? Yeah, exactly. When time was up, I was like, I felt like a minute or 2 max. That was great. Okay, there were some of you who wrote already. Let me see. Natasha wrote, gratitude, availability of the drive-through pharmacy window to pick up medications, ability to take my vehicle to go to the pharmacy. Yes, our cars, our vehicles. The medicine to help me and my family and friends to take care of our health. Definitely. Definitely, those are all blessings. Lily says, I like doing the evening meditation, but it's nice to be part of the interaction live. Yes, I like it too. I like it that we all tune in together and have some interaction after the meditation. Leong Wing Yi's shares, good morning everyone. This has become my new daily routine this week. That's great. And that was the intention. The intention for this program is so that we all learn to rehabituate ourselves and infuse this to our daily lifestyle. As I've said before, consistency is the key here. Consistency. Yeah, so I have questions that were asked before that. What if I'm busy throughout the weekend? Can I just do once a week? And I'll catch up by doing maybe 1 hour. I said that's not how that works. It's like going to the gym. If we don't lift weights and do the cardio to build up that stamina, it'll be tough. It'd be very tough if we just squeeze it to 1 day a week. The results may not be what we want. Yeah? So consistency, baby steps. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And we keep pushing ourselves and we progress as we progress. Sharon, hi Norman, good morning. Sharon says, today I feel really good. Today feels really good as I have just woken up from a nice deep sleep. I feel well rested and relaxed. Fantastic. Kok Luan says, gratitude, able to share in this meditation. Yes, thank you. Able to have food and shelter, able to practice the Dharma. Dharma, in this sense, is the wisdom teachings. And because Kok Luan is a member of Kechara, he's referring to the Buddhist wisdom teachings. Tawubi says, feeling good. Yes, I'm happy for that. And Penny, hi JP, would the time increase to 15 minutes next week? Yes, definitely. I think today our government is going to announce whether or not they will extend the MCO, Movement Control Order, or we're going to or that's it for us. So we don't know. But my feeling is the lockdown will still continue because we definitely need it. We definitely need it. So if that's the case, yes, next week will be 15 minutes. Okay, I then look forward to that very much. And Masita, you say my giving garden. Yes, our garden. It's a blessing to have a garden around us. Yeah, and even if some of you have a vegetable farm or an herbal farm, it's great. Lai Hing says, Frank says he has a firm start now every morning. Wow. Tell me more. What do you mean by a firm start? Christina Shaz, gratitude, I've met you back in those days and you reached out immediately when you found out of my anxiety. Definitely, Christina, definitely. And I'm so glad that that you reciprocated because I felt your suffering and I felt your pain as you shared on your Facebook. And well, I thought that all these years that I have, whatever that I've learned, why not share? Why not share good things with all my friends and with all of you that has tuned in? Yeah, that's my intention always. My intention. And Norman shares, grateful that everyone is healthy and well. Grateful my family's well. Grateful for your teaching, JP. Thanks ever so much. Thank you, Norman. Whatever little knowledge that I have learned through these years, I love to share. I love to share so that everybody will benefit from how I've been benefited in Kechara. Yeah? So, hi Su Ming, I'm glad you joined. Hi Su Ming, thank you for watching. Lily shares, I'm grateful for having the know-how to prepare comfort food for my husband and daughter. Yes, your family is very, very lucky to have you, Lily. Yeah, I can see that you cook wonderful food in your Facebook sharing. I'm grateful for being a part of this caring meditation group. It makes me feel less isolated and lessens my homesickness. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, all this interaction does help. It does help. It will not be possible for us to be in total isolation like that. Yeah, which is what I shared last week, because we're so habituated with always being on the move, with always going out, doing our work, just going from one thing to another, and then rushing to go on a vacation, and so on and so forth. Like just 2 days ago, I have a group chat with my friends, whom I will meet in KL once in a while, and one of my friends said, "Oh, I can't wait to go on a holiday." I said, "What are you talking about? You are on a holiday. You're in your house. Where else do you want to go?" She's like, "Oh, but it's not the same. I'm still working," because she's working from home. And I was like, "But I'm sure you're not working like you used to work when you're in your office. So isn't it great to just stay at home?" And she said, "No, but it's not the same, JP." And again, it made me realize, because I don't want to say much, but it made me realize where she was coming from, because her pursuit of peace and relaxation is always associated with maybe being in the mountains, being on a beach, go shopping in London or Paris or Milan or anywhere that she associates with relaxing. And that's how our mind works. That's how our mind works. We've trained ourselves to say that, okay, I can only relax when I'm in this situation or that situation. It's all conditioning. Right? So we can always condition ourselves to say, hey, I can feel like I'm having a holiday at home. Right at home. Why not? Why not? And I know many people who actually would decorate their homes and make it very comfortable, because that's the best place to be. It's all in the mind. If you notice, it's all in the mind. It's just how we've conditioned ourselves to say that we will only relax, we will only be at peace, we will only be happy if I go to this place, this place, this place, this place, this place. So now that we are meditating, watch that thought, watch that condition, how our mind conditions ourselves to believe that that is a reality. Watch it. And once you watch it, go back to the breathing, or go back, in this case, to the intention. What is the intention? What is my intention for the day? Go back to that. After a while, you will feel that the mind doesn't grasp at that particular concept much. The grasping or the attachment or that association, that yearn will become less and less and less. Because we have learned what? To watch it and come back to our intention. So meditation is actually very, very wonderful and extremely beneficial, contrary to what many people think. We're always looking for inner peace. We're always looking for the calm and relaxation. This is the way. This is the way. And what else does Lily say? I'm grateful I still have juniper incense to use during meditation. Yes, thank goodness you bought it in Kechara Forest Retreat a few months ago. It helps me relax and focus better. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, pure incense made from herbs without any preservative, without any artificial, aromas, are actually more beneficial for your health. Leong Wing Yi shares, I'm grateful to have a family who's always there for me through my losses. Grateful we have a good Director General of Health overseeing our COVID crisis management. Grateful that we have implemented mask usage early on. For example, US and UK just implemented this policy this week. Quite late. Definitely, definitely. Thank you very much for sharing, Leong Wing Yi. And for some of you who are sending me tons of love, of hearts, thank you so much for all your hearts and love. Lai Hing says, Frank says he means regular and consistent. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, this will be our new norm. This will be our new norm. Sharon shares, what are the signs that our meditation is deeper and gone to a higher level? I'm not sure about deeper. I'm not sure about higher level. I don't want to go there to see, where am I? How advanced am I? Because if we do that, then that will be our new attachment. The concept of what's my level? What's my level? You see, my level, me. That's very natural. I would not suggest that we go there. I would suggest to just don't think about anything, but just watch your thoughts, watch your emotions, watch your aches, your pains, your scratch, whatever it is. Just watch it and bring the attention back to our focus. And if you have not noticed by now, for some of you, 10 minutes becomes so effortless. And remember when we first started and I said, let's do 5 minutes, and how some of you were just struggling with 5 minutes? Your mind was all over the place, you couldn't focus, you were aching, you had pins and needles, and you were just fidgeting. But this week, we're almost at the end of this week, and some of you have already told me that that is becoming almost effortless, and it just felt like seconds. So that itself is a progress. A progress of what? A progress that we have a much better control of our mind now. Much better control. And what does that mean? We have a much better control of our focus, and that's the good news. Okay, what level are we at? Let's not even get there. Let's focus on controlling the mind and noticing that our mind becomes calm much faster, much easier. And if we do this for a while, we will notice that the thoughts that arise will be less. The aches and pains, sometimes they will come, but it will be less. and we will feel grounded and centered much faster. And even meditating for 1 hour will feel like seconds. And when we have that kind of control of the mind, you will also notice that your mind is extremely clear. You'll be able to multitask a lot faster. You'll be very alert by then and very aware of your body, speech, and mind. And whatever you do, you will notice that you are more effective. Because why? Because everything you do, you are more focused and you do a better job. And you faster and you finish it much faster. Yeah, there are many, many benefits. Many, many. There are hundreds of benefits that we can go on and on and on. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense here, Sharon. Dr. Hang says, grateful I can stay safe and not much issue happen in this MCO period. Have more time to self-focus and exercise. Yes, definitely. And for meditation just now, a lot of reminder at work came into my mind. Have better idea how to get things done. Have better idea how to get things done. Okay. So you were focusing on your work. So you were contemplating. The breathing part just worked out naturally, felt super good. Okay. Dr. Hang, if I read you correctly, you were already thinking about your work and what to do and all that. So what we do is, for this, that is contemplative already. So for that, we will put the focus back to our breathing, okay? Because why? This exercise that we're doing is to help us lift those weights and build that stamina by focusing on the breath. So it would be great if we can do that, and that will be highly beneficial. We will go into contemplative meditation later, once we have a much better grasp of our mind. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Do we have any more questions? If not, hi Halim Hassan. You love the forest sound? Yes, definitely. We have a lot of birds chirping away here and animals nearby. Yes, I'm very blessed to be in this environment. Now, today I am going to talk about change and how that is one of my favorite topics ever. What is change? What is change? And what is our relationship with change? Change is constant. If you notice, the sun rises and the sun sets. The sun rises and the sun sets. The day we're born, we have never stopped changing. Never. Physically, we've never stopped. The day we're born, our bodies keep changing and changing and changing and changing. Everything around us has changed. Everything around us has changed. Whether we like it or not. Everything. Look at your pictures 20 years ago. Look at you now. Definitely we have changed. And we will keep changing until the day we die. Even after we are dead, our body decomposes, or if we're cremated, it turns into ashes, and that changes as well. So everything around us keep changing. People change. People change because conditions arise and they react to that experience and they condition themselves to be otherwise. To be otherwise. They change. Perhaps the attachments may not change, but they are reinforced and they become more attached and more attached and more attached. Even that itself is a change. Yeah? So why do Lai says, change starts with self, definitely. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So, why is it that a lot of people suffer? The greatest suffering is not the physical suffering. The greatest suffering is mental suffering. And that is why mental health is such a big issue right now, because many people do not want to talk about it because of the stigma that goes with it. It's like, aha, You have a mental health issue there. Aha, there's something wrong with you. You're psychotic, and so on and so forth. That's not true. That's not true. Just like the body, we can have you can tweak it a little bit here and there, nothing major, but it still needs a bit of tweaking. And that's what mental health is all about. Yeah, so many of these foundations and organizations, nonprofit organizations, are educating the world that mental health is very, very important. Very, very important. Even in the traditional Ayurvedic medicine, not only do they give us herbs to take for the physical body, they also counsel us mentally so that our daily lifestyle is healthy, because everything is interrelated. How we feel will manifest physically. So, when I say, why is it that suffering arises when we do not embrace change? Well, just to quote you a few examples, you know how some of us always want to look like 21 years old, even though we're like 50, 60, 70, 80. And we do things to ourselves to preserve the youth. And we go, oh, look, you look so young. How old are you? I can't believe you're 50 or 60 or 70. You look like you're 30 years old. And you're like, thank you. And how we are so attached to that. Okay? I'm not judging. All I'm saying is, deep down, we're not embracing change. And that's why some people go to the plastic surgeons, and they do this to themselves and do that to themselves. It's all fine, but what is the flip side to that? What's the flip side? It is the attitude whereby we cannot accept change. We cannot accept nature and the course of it. We cannot. And inside of us, we always feel, I'm not happy. I should be like that. Again, we're so harsh with ourselves, and sometimes we don't even realize it. We keep bashing up with ourselves, saying that we're not good enough, we're not good looking enough, we're going to do this to us, to do that to us, and we'll only look good if we were 21 years old. When we're 21 years old, yes, you look great, but you can look just as good at your age. It's more, age appropriate kind of a beauty. Like how wine is. Yeah, it looks great when it's a young bottle of wine. Taste is okay, but it gets better and it gets better as the wine ages. So instead of saying, no, JP, what are you talking about? Look at it. You cannot be 80 years old and you look like 21. I mean, that's a lot of suffering. All that energy just to preserve it. And then when the big day comes and we call it quits as in, when we die, what happens? What happens? All the effort that's gone to preserving that youth is gone. It's gone. And all that anxiety that you must look a certain way, Because when we look deep down, it's because we do not embrace change. Why? Because of the insecurity and fears that are still inside of us, telling ourselves and make it, and it has become a belief. We actually believe that we are not good enough. See, that's what we keep telling ourselves. So it manifests in many, many other ways. Many, many other ways. Okay? And change. What other examples can you think of? Lying says, when I change, people's response to me also changes. Definitely. Right? Changing the way we do things. For example, changing the way that we do things. A lot of times, and if you read a lot of self-help books, when we want a different outcome in our lives, we got to change the way we do things. We got to change the way we we relate to certain situations or certain people, methods have to change. If methods don't change and we expect a different result, that's being totally illogical. Totally illogical. It's like 1 + 1 = 2, but you want 4, and you keep saying no, but I want 1 + 1 = 4. You see, that doesn't make sense. And then we ask people, what's going on? Is it the astrology that's against me? Is it is it the feng shui? What is it? So when we take a step back and watch, we go, oh, why am I doing the same thing and expecting a different result? See, that is not practical at all. And then we get stressed, and we get to react that we're always hitting against the wall. What's happening? See, that's another example of not embracing change. Okay? Another example of us not embracing change is, well, look at COVID-19. Look at how governments are struggling to get people to just stay inside their house. Why? Because people are so used to going out. So when there's a change in the lifestyle, even at the expense of their lives, they're still not willing to embrace that change of lifestyle to save their lives. And the mind game kicks in and says, nope, I want to go jogging, I want to go out, I want to walk around, I want to, whatever it is that the person does outside. I'm not going to change because that's my lifestyle. And all of us are like, wow. So you rather risk your life by holding on to your attachment to a certain lifestyle than give yourself, take a good look and go, wait a minute, why am I being so stubborn? And why am I putting myself at risk? Is my life not worth it? Is my life really not worth it? And these are very deep conversations that we can have with ourselves. It is actually taking a very brutal, honest look at the conversations that we tell ourselves all the time. Just have a good look. Now that we have a much better control of our mind, we can actually take a step back much further and watch it like a movie. Watch it like a movie. We will do that when I feel that we have a much better grasp. Yeah, it'll be very exciting. Okay? So, you see, so for these people who do not embrace change because they're so fixated with their daily routine that even it becomes so totally illogical. Because why? Because they have conditioned themselves to not embrace change. So because of that, it's a mental block. And there's a lot of mental suffering. No, I can't sit still at home. I'm going through so much suffering. I get anxiety attack. I have depression. All these withdrawal syndromes that will arise because the person has never embraced change. I must eat at 6 o'clock every night for dinner. I must. Because if not, I'm going to get gastric. Even the body has been conditioned to react negatively when we are out of our routine. You see how the mind and the body are interrelated, how it actually influences one another. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful it is. And that is why so many people are suffering right now. Suffering. I feel very sad for them. Because why? Because Because they have not learned to embrace change. It has become an addiction whereby they don't even know how to help themselves anymore. And then it's too little too late. And they end up in ICU fighting for their lives. And that to me is very sad. Okay? Let me see some of your questions. Not sure why, Dr. Hang says, not sure why I suddenly contemplate things. Agree I should control it and just focus on breathing. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. After the breathing, after the single-pointed meditation, Dr. Hank, you can contemplate on your work after that. Yeah? Let's do the cardio and let's lift the weight now for the mind. Okay? Halim Hassan says, you never step in the same river twice. Change is inevitable. Correct. Change, when we think about it, if you have time today, think about change. Think about it. Every breath we take, I'm sorry for being so morbid, but every breath we take, we're one step closer to death. One step closer. Every time we close our eyes, we're one step closer to the day we die. One step closer. And that is why, what's the ultimate change? The day we pass away. I'm sorry if I've offended some of you, but that's the brutal truth. All of us will die one day. All of us. It's just a matter of when. So if we do not embrace change, we will always have this mentality that we are, that we will never die. That we're immortals. Oh, it's okay, everything will be fine, I still have time. I still have time. I'll do that later. I'll say sorry later. I will get back on shape later, even though my doctor has been saying that my cholesterol level is too high. Oh, I have, some of you have knee problems, and then you go, it's okay, even though my doctor has told me to do some therapy by myself, but it's okay, I'd rather do something else. And what is it usually? Indulge in our attachments. Remember my sharing how I say that when we keep indulging and pleasuring our senses and we become so attached to it, how do we know? It's because when we're not doing those activities anymore, indulging in those activities anymore, we keep thinking about it, we have cold sweat, we can't sit still, we lose focus in what we want to do. Doesn't that sound like a drug addict? Think about it. The reaction is just like a drug addict. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but think about it. Think about it. So isn't that scary? Of course it is. So choose again. There are much better choices. I'm not saying don't indulge. Indulge, but not to the point that you become addicted to it, then it becomes an issue. That's why this lockdown, this MCO, movement control order, is a great wake-up call for all of us, because this is a time where we can check our mind and see how addicted we are to our indulgences, to our daily activities, and have a good look. So when we meditate, watch it all come out. Even if you don't meditate, even if you're sitting on your couch having a sip of wine or whatever it is that you do, watch it, assess your mind, have a deeper understanding of how your mind has been working. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Ben says, changing is the only unchanged phenomena in this universe. Changing is the only unchanged, yes. Correct. Changing is the only unchanging phenomenon in this universe. So how does that relate to us? Most important is, how does that relate to us? How does that relate to us? And what else is there in us that we are not accepting? What other kind of changes are happening inside of us and outside of us that we are not embracing? Even relationships can change, yeah? You see how, oh, that's a good one. That just came up in my mind. Even relationships, you see how we're like always grasping on to our spouses, our children, our boyfriends and girlfriends, whatever that we hold on to, in fear that they will leave us one day. That is because we do not realize that things will change. Don't be surprised. And we go dramatic when the person leaves us and this and that, and things happen and we have to leave the person. It's that. So even with relationships, even if the person can be with you throughout your life, even that will change during death. Even that will change during death. That is why there are some people at death, they find it so difficult to pass away because the person who's dying does not want to leave the person whom he or she loves very much. There's nothing wrong with loving another person, but not to a level that you hold on to that person so tightly that it doesn't benefit you at the end of the day. You become addicted to that person for many, many reasons. Many, many reasons, and we label it conveniently love. Ooh, that's a good one. We name it conveniently love. Or perhaps next week I'll talk about relationships. And how some of us always trick ourselves to say, well, I love the person. Why not? We will assess love in relationships. I think that's a good one. I will put a note on that. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Oh yeah, by the way, if you have anything that you would like me to talk about, do leave a message and I will talk about them. Okay, let me know what you want me to talk about. There's so many things that we can talk about and that we can discuss and share our thoughts. Okay, I think time is almost up and we need to wrap up. Hi, Dr. May. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you are feeling much better and have recovered. And so before I wrap up, Christina says, stubbornness is the problem with their mindset, hence refuse to change. Yes, but you see, Christina, go deeper. What is this stubbornness about? Why are we always so fixated and so stubborn about certain things? Why? You see, we're always grasping on our relationships, grasping on this, grasping on that. It's that fear again, that fear. The fear of without this person, without this situation, without these indulgences, without all these activities that I surround myself with, I'm going to feel restless, I'm going to feel bored. Ultimately, I don't want to feel like there's nothing. Ultimately. And ultimately, I don't want to confront myself. I don't want to look deeper. I don't want to put in the effort to go deeper and see what else is there. So what do? Now these are mind games that we always like to play, on ourselves. We always distract our mind to do something else and portray a certain persona to people around us. Knowingly and unknowingly. And we focus on that and we glorify and we celebrate each other's indulgences without realizing that that we are actually digging a grave and jumping into it. Because why are we celebrating somebody's addiction? Why are we saying, yay, way to go? You know, happiness is about traveling. Happiness is about eating all the good food. Happiness is about, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. Yay, look how fabulous my life is. And each one of us reinforce that kind of a lifestyle. And when one day, even if there's no longer a lockdown, as age catches up, there will be so many things that we used to do when we're younger and we cannot do because of health reasons and because physically we're not able to do so. Now that's going to be the ultimate suffering. Ultimate suffering. Because if you're used to traveling all the time, physically you're not able to. Maybe you have a certain condition and you need to be near your hospital. Maybe your knees are giving way. There are many, many reasons. And that is why older people that I've seen, they become old and bitter and very easily irritated. It's because they have never really learned to let go of all that attachment. So they suffer internally because they don't want to talk about it. Maybe it's embarrassing. I don't know what the reasons are, but they don't want to talk about it, and it eats into them. And they just become very angersome. Yeah, so it's a very profound topic, change. Very, very profound. But it's highly beneficial when we truly embrace that. Okay, so I think that's about it. And Datuk Mei says, "Hi JP, we must learn to love without attachment of personal benefit. What do you think? Love and let go." Yes, definitely, Datuk Mei. Definitely. Love without attachment of personal benefit. That is a big one. Sometimes we may think that, oh yeah, I'm going to love you and give unconditionally. But there's always a tinge of attachment there. For example, which I spoke about the other day, why is it that you don't thank me? Why is it that you don't acknowledge the energy that I put into you? Why is it that you're still being nasty to me? That itself is conditional, and we don't realize that. And we always say, oh, but that's what you should do. When a person is good to you, that is what you should do. You should always reciprocate. You see, that's how we project our expectation on others. And then we get hurt. Oh, I'm not appreciated. So subconsciously, it is conditional without us even realizing that. Okay, which is what I spoke about a few days ago. But thank you very much, Dr. May, for sharing. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're well and you're recovering. Yeah. Christina says, stubborn to the point of fear to change, and they are happy to be in their own comfort zone. Yes, because why? Stubbornness comes from fear of change. It is a comfort zone, so we become stubborn. It's, what's that word? Self-preservation. It is that the attachment to preserve oneself from being hurt mentally, emotionally, even physically. And that has been trained, that has been droned in us, and we've been conditioned so much so that we don't even think about it, and it's so natural. So guess what? With this meditation, we're able to step back, watch it. Let's not focus on it and go back to our intention. You see how powerful single-pointed meditation is? Okay, last question. Hi, Audrey. How are you? Liang Wing Ye. Okay, this will be the last comments that I'm going to read, and then we'll wrap up. Potential topics for the future. Oh, okay, just off the back of my mind. Forgiveness, how to deal with anger, living in moderation, anxiety, and how to cope, the art of communication, or any subtopic under this. Happiness, recommended routine for meditation and prayers, that is in a week. How to set up maintenance of altar and Buddha statues. Okay, well, I'm not going to dwell into Buddhism here because this is more of a lifestyle session that I'm doing. For how to set up maintenance of altar and Buddha statues, I will send you a link. We do have articles on my teacher's blog, temrinpoche.com. temrinpoche.com. I will send you on Messenger, perhaps, if you have that, and you can check it out. Okay? So thank you very much for tuning in, And don't forget, tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. sharp, Malaysian time, let's all tune in and we will meditate together. Have a great day and see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.